The session that I'd like to share with you is Trudy Irusta's Gardening 101 session. And I have to tell you that when I met Trudy several years ago, I was so inspired by her work in terms of gardening with young children for many things, but specifically gardening. She actually was a teacher, and if I remember correctly, it was like 34 to 36 years as a classroom teacher. And there are so many things that I wish I would have known when I was a teacher. I was one of those teachers that we tried to garden. We tried to many experiences around gardening. And I was one of those teachers that sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't. And one of the experiences that I remember like it happened yesterday was that we attempted to just plant or to germinate lima beans. And what ended up happening was it didn't work. I didn't do it well. I didn't really know what I was doing, so it was kind of hit and miss experience. But I remember the children taking the lima beans outside to the sand, and they just played with them in the sand. And within a matter of just a few days, we had lima beans that had sprouted across our entire playground. And so that was kind of the story of my gardening experience. Was I tried it, sometimes it worked and sometimes I didn't, but I couldn't tell you why I was doing what I was doing, and this was before you could easily look things up on the internet. You know, I had to kind of figure things out or ask people questions. And then I meet Trudy, and Trudy has an incredible story about gardening and where that started for her and her passion for gardening. And she brought that passion into the classroom with children. And I will tell you that as a participant in her training, you will not only sense that passion, but it might even spark a passion for you. You will walk out inspired by the experiences that she offers, but also the strategies and the approaches, because I think sometimes gardening can feel daunting and we get a little unsure of what to do, or what if it doesn't work, or what do I do about bugs, and how, you know, when do I harvest? How do I know that it's time? Even knowing what harvest means. I mean, for some teachers, if you haven't been exposed to those types of experiences, it's new to you. And so I just thought it would be a good idea to share some of the photographs of the types of experiences that Trudy offers in the training that she does. And I will tell you that, you know, if you've ever been to any of our sessions, our kindergarten experience sessions, or any of our early childhood 0 to 5 sessions, you have seen what we bring, what we cart into the sessions. This is no different. And I will tell you that Trudy does twice as much than what you're accustomed to seeing in any of our sessions. And so she will bring a ton of vegetables, and we will have the opportunity to learn of new types of not only vegetables, but fragrances and textures. It's pretty amazing how thoughtful she is in putting things together for us to engage, so that we start to at least attempt to get in the minds of young children. What might they wonder about? What might they question? And so we have to engage in that experience in order for us to be successful at supporting children in their interest, in their discovery, in their exploration. And so now a lot of us have done this, but the opportunity that's presented in these sessions go beyond just doing this activity. It's really about the intentionality and the conversations and the reflections, and that over time we can help children really go deeper in their learning. Too often I see teachers do activities and it's a one-time deal, or that there isn't a whole lot of intention behind it. It's kind of a fun thing to do. That's not enough. Children need to have experiences that help them go deep and think critically and wonder and question and discover and learn how to articulate those discoveries and those questions. And so in these sessions that Trudy offers, you're going to get dirty. You're going to get in the stuff. You're going to get in the soil. You're going to play. You're going to explore. And hopefully you'll discover a few things. But she will, this is one of my favorite things, and I don't want to give it away, but I had no idea that carrots needed 100 days in order to actually grow and then be harvested. And so I had no idea about this, because carrots was not something I ever attempted to plant. That was something that just sounded a little too complicated for me. And she has this fabulous strategy to really help children stay connected to the experience of waiting for something like a carrot to grow. So, as I mentioned, you're going to be in the experience. You're going to have opportunities to learn about in-ground, where you can provide what kind of soil to purchase, how to, and not in-ground, but above ground. So often many of us think we have to dig up the soil. You're actually using the ground as kind of like, like a platform, and then you can add soil on top. So that technically becomes an above ground garden. And then she shares about container gardening. Now, did you ever think that you could plant in a shoe? I know I never did. I always thought that, you had to have very specific containers in order to garden. And so she shares that you can even garden in a Tonka truck. And I hope I'm not giving too much of too many of her strategies out, but look how exciting that is, that you walk out with a ton of different ideas. This is just simply another activity, and I'm not going to share with you what it is, because it's one of those things that I would definitely do in the classroom with children. And so just like all of our other sessions, we come with an array of experiences. We want you to engage. We want you to reflect. We want you to think about what gets you excited about these experiences. The truth of it is, our goal is to touch the heart of the adults that we work with, because at the core of education is you inspiring young children, and you've got to touch the heart in order to move the mind. So take a look at our sessions, including this garden session. I look forward to seeing you, and please forward this on to other educators so that they know that we are providing high quality professional development experiences. We've had so many incredible stories of people talking about transformational experiences by coming to all of our sessions. And so this is one that I guarantee you will walk out feeling inspired, and that you may actually see yourself as a gardener, especially with young children. So please reach out to us. Go and register at www.alesigroup.com.